Ranches in Montana under 200 grand. Yes, you heard it right. This is absolutely possible. Acreage, 30 acres plus. Hunting access, plenty. Water resources, never ending. In this video, we are looking at 12 dirt cheap ranches in the off-grid state of Montana, in real counties where land prices are so cheap that you'll think I'm joking. Without wasting your time, let's begin. But before we do that, if you need any contact info for these properties, just subscribe to the channel and comment "contact" and I'll add it in the description. Phillips County, Montana, where we're looking at a rural hill country style property with a large residence on about 32 fenced acres, just a short distance south of Malta. According to the listing, this place features a one-level home with of at least 4 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms and a generous open concept layout, giving you plenty of living space right in the middle of the Montana countryside. You've also got a double-attached garage and a covered cement back patio that's perfect for barbecues, relaxing outside, or entertaining guests while overlooking the open land around you. Phillips County sits in central northern Montana, with Malta serving as the county seat, a small, friendly community of just a couple thousand people where rural life and outdoor recreation go together naturally. In terms of accessibility, this property is reached from Content Road just a few miles south of Malta, so you're tucked away from heavy traffic but still able to reach town. One of the biggest perks of this acreage is the combination of livable home and fenced land, ideal for folks who want Montana outdoor living without completely roughing it. Whether you're thinking about raising horses or livestock, planting a garden, or setting up space for outdoor gear and recreation, that fenced perimeter and open acreage give you flexibility. And with plenty of room around the house, you've also got options for building out sheds, barns, or guest cabins down the road. And now for the price reveal, this Phillips County property is listed at $389,000 for the home and 32-acre package. Next property takes us to Meagher County, Montana, where you're looking at a rustic Big Sky country retreat on about 20 acres just south of White Sulphur Springs. This listing comes with a 2-bedroom, 1-bath older mobile home of roughly 600 SQFT that sits right on the acreage, and it's being sold as is with plenty of room for your own vision, upgrades, or even a rebuild. White Sulphur Springs is a small rural city in Meagher County, Montana, known as a gateway to the Little Belt Mountains and Lewis and Clark National Forest, where outdoor recreation runs deep. This region sits between U.S. Routes 12 and 89 under the Big Sky, and it's famous for fishing, hiking, snowmobiling, hot springs soaking, and wildlife watching, from elk and deer to upland birds. In terms of accessibility, this property is reached off a rural road about 10 minutes south of White Sulphur Springs, yet it's not buried deep in the wilderness. One of the big perks here is that the land borders state land, which means your backyard practically extends into expansive public terrain perfect for hunting, hiking, and exploring. The mixed terrain of trees, rocks, and meadow adds scenic variety and habitat that attracts wildlife. Plus, there's partial fencing and room for animals or homesteading projects if you want to expand beyond just the mobile home. And now for the price reveal. This Meagher County property is listed at $224,000 for the full 20-acre tract with existing mobile home included. Next property takes us to Granite County, Montana, where we've got a Big Sky country getaway on about 15 acres near Philipsburg. And it's exactly the sort of rustic retreat people dream about when they think of outdoor life in Montana. This listing features a cozy off-grid cabin with 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom, sitting on roughly 15 acres of pristine land, with views of the backside of Discovery Ski Area that are described as breathtaking. The cabin itself is quite small, about 200 square feet, so it's really geared toward nature lovers. Granite County sits in western Montana's rugged landscape, and Philipsburg is one of those classic small towns where outdoor recreation, peace, and stunning scenery define life. You're surrounded by national forest, trails, lakes, and river access, making this area a magnet for fishing, hiking, skiing, and wildlife watching. In terms of accessibility, This property is reached via rural roads leading from Philipsburg and doesn't require serious off-road travel to get there. One of the biggest perks of this place is hunting right out your front door. The listing specifically calls out excellent hunting opportunities and that the terrain and cover attract wildlife, which is appealing to outdoors people and weekend adventurers alike. If you want wildlife, wide open spaces, and a self-sufficient cabin with scenic views, this property fits that bill beautifully. And now for the price reveal. This Granite County off-grid retreat is listed at $225,000 for the full 15-acre setup with cabin included. Next property takes us to Missoula County, Montana, where you're looking at a unique off-grid Montana retreat on roughly 11 acres near Florence. A perfect spot if you love peace, privacy, and outdoor adventure. This property includes a cozy 2-bedroom, 2-bath home of about 1,188 square feet that's designed for independent living without being connected to traditional utilities. As part of the property, you also get a 1-car garage and plenty of space around the cabins for outdoor gear or ATV storage. Missoula County sits in western Montana's scenic Bitterroot Valley region, with Florence just a short rural drive from the larger city of Missoula, a hub for culture, college life, and outdoor recreation. This area is known for spectacular mountain views, rich wildlife habitat, and easy access to trails, rivers, and backcountry hunting spots, so buyers here often want a blend of solitude and proximity to adventure. One of the major perks of this property is how fully it embraces Montana's outdoor lifestyle. The land features abundant wildlife habitat, springs, and a year-round creek running through the acreage, which not only brings scenic beauty, but also supports fishing, birdwatching, and exploration right out your front door. There's even a potential recreational gem mine on the acreage where specular hematite and other crystals have been found, giving this property a one-of-a-kind twist. The setting also offers expansive Bitterroot Valley views and an extra building site if you ever want to add a guest cabin or workshop. And now for the price reveal. This Missoula County off-grid retreat is listed at $299,999 for the full 11-acre setup with home and improvements included. Next property takes us to Fergus County, Montana, where we're checking out a rustic log cabin retreat on nearly 20 acres near Roy, right in the heart of central Montana's wide-open outdoor country. This listing features a 2-bedroom, 1-bath log cabin built in 2008 with about 624 square feet of living space, perfect as a base camp, hunting getaway, or year-round retreat. The cabin is supported on masonry pillars and comes with all the modern appliances and interior comforts you need, while an expansive front deck gives you a scenic spot to unwind and soak in Montana's big skies. Fergus County sits in central Montana, and the small community of Roy nearby is tiny but authentic. With under 100 residents, you get that genuine Montana rural vibe. Roy is south of U.S. Route 191, and this region is known for agriculture, ranch land, and great access to hunting and outdoor recreation. Now for the perks. This acreage sits in Montana's 410 hunting unit, which means you're just moments from thousands of acres of public land and native wildlife like mule deer, elk, turkey, and upland birds right outside your door. The cabin's location and outdoor structures, like sheds and coop, make it easy to enjoy everything from gardening and storage to outdoor meals and wildlife watching from the deck. There's also close access to the Fort Peck Reservoir, giving you fishing and boating options not far from home. And now for the price reveal. This Fergus County log cabin retreat is listed at $349,999 for the full 19-plus acres with home and improvements included. Next property takes us to Fergus County, Montana, again, where we're looking at a 20-acre Big Sky Country hunting and recreation retreat near the tiny community of Roy. This property is tucked into the heart of Montana's famed Missouri Breaks hunting district Florence 10, and it comes with a main log cabin built in 2007 that offers 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, a cozy base camp for weekends in the wilderness or longer hunting seasons. The cabin sits elevated on sturdy masonry pillars and includes a spacious covered porch where you can kick back after a day outside. Water comes from a large cistern system, and a nearby trough and hunting blind help attract wildlife right onto the acreage. There's also a guest cabin with sleeping space and storage for gear, making this setup ready for friends or family to join you. Access to this property is straightforward. You reach it via county-maintained roads off 79 Trail Road, so year-round travel is manageable without special off-road vehicles. You're far from heavy traffic, yet connected enough for supplies and errands. The biggest perks are the outdoor lifestyle and wildlife opportunities. Located in a legendary hunting district with public land nearby for elk, mule deer, turkey, antelope, and upland birds, this tract is ideal for hunters and nature lovers alike. It's also close enough to Fort Peck Lake for fishing and boating adventures when you want a break from land-based activities. And now, for the price reveal, this Fergus County hunting retreat is listed at $399,000 for the full 20.59-acre package with cabin and guest space included. Next property takes us to Stillwater County, Montana, where we're checking out a secluded off-grid retreat on about 10 acres near Columbus, a place that blends privacy, self-sufficiency, and classic Montana outdoor living. This listing includes a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home with around 1,300 SQFT of living space, and it's designed to be off-grid yet comfortable, with power coming from renewable energy sources and water supplied by an independent system rather than municipal utilities. Stillwater County is in south-central Montana, and Columbus, the nearby small town, has that classic rural Montana charm, where residents enjoy a slower pace of life and easy access to fishing, hiking, and outdoor recreation. The property is located just a short distance south of Columbus, with county roads leading back to town, so you get peaceful seclusion without being dramatically far from services, groceries, or community amenities. In terms of accessibility, this property sits about a mile from Upper Hawk Valley Road off the main highway, meaning you're tucked away from traffic noise, but still able to reach town and nearby areas without a long, difficult drive. One of the best perks here is the combination of self-sufficient living and natural scenery. Being off-grid gives you independence, while the acreage, dotted with rolling terrain and wooded spots, makes it great for wildlife watching, gardening, and enjoying quiet outdoor time. With plenty of room to expand trails, build outdoor features, or simply relax in nature, this is a fantastic base for both weekend getaways and full-time rural living. And now for the price reveal. This Stillwater County property is listed at $395,000 for the full 10-acre off-grid home and land package. Next property takes us to Gallatin County, Montana, where we're looking at a Big Sky Country off-grid retreat on just over 10 acres near Three Forks. This listing features a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home with about 1,400 square feet of living space that's designed for sustainable, energy-efficient living in a gorgeous, natural setting. Built recently, the home has an open floor plan with vaulted ceilings and big picture windows, so almost every room brings in those sweeping views of the Missouri River, Canyon Ferry Lake, and surrounding mountain ranges that Montana is famous for. The interior ties the outdoors to the indoors with light and space throughout. Gallatin County sits in southwest Montana, and the nearby town of Three Forks sits where 3 major rivers converge, the Jefferson, Madison, and Gallatin, to form the Missouri River, giving it real historical and recreational appeal. Three Forks has a friendly small-town atmosphere with easy access to bigger hubs like Bozeman for dining, shopping, airports, and culture, while still keeping you surrounded by nature. One of the biggest perks here is how this place blends off-grid independence with modern comforts. The home is powered by a 2500-watt solar system and has a large rainwater collection cistern of about 14,000 gallons, plus an on-demand water heater so you're not dependent on town utilities. You'll still have cell service and Wi-Fi out here, which keeps you connected even as you enjoy peace and privacy. That mix of self-sufficiency, views, and comfort makes this a great weekend getaway or full-time rural lifestyle property. And now for the price reveal. This Gallatin County off-grid homestead is listed at $499,900 for the full 10-acre setup with home and improvements included. Next property takes us to Cascade County, Montana, where we're looking at a 13-acre recreation and getaway property near the small town of Cascade, right in the heart of central Montana, outdoors country. This listing is described as a rare private retreat and fly fisherman's paradise that sits between Helena and Great Falls, and it comes with 2 fully furnished cabins ready for use as a personal base, investment rental, or outdoor escape. The larger cabin has a warm, lodge-style interior, a bedroom plus loft sleeping, a living kitchen area, and propane heating and appliances. Cascade County sits in central Montana along the Missouri River corridor, and Cascade itself is a small community with a classic Montana vibe, close to outdoor recreation, fishing, and big sky scenery. The property is just about 1.5 miles from world-class fly fishing on the Missouri River and offers private owner access to the scenic Dearborn River, which is a huge bonus for anglers and nature lovers alike. In terms of accessibility, this land is reachable from a gravel road off Interstate 15 between Helena and Great Falls, which makes it surprisingly convenient while still feeling private and tucked into nature. One of the biggest perks of this property is its location near legendary trout water and abundant outdoor recreation. Hunters, hikers, and anglers will love being minutes from great fishing while still enjoying panoramic views, quiet evenings by a fire pit, and wildlife just outside the door. And now for the price reveal. This Cascade County outdoor retreat is listed at $249,000. Next property takes us to Cascade County, Montana again, where we're checking out a rural ranch and recreation spot with about 28 acres of land just outside Fort Benton. This property includes a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home of roughly 768 SQFT right on the acreage, giving you both living space and land together in one. The terrain features open farm fields and scenic views of the Highwood Mountains, which adds that classic big sky country backdrop you think of in Montana. There's also a spring on the property that feeds a large cistern system, which means reliable water on a rural tract like this, something many buyers find valuable when they're thinking about livestock or irrigation. In terms of accessibility, this property is located right off US Highway 87, which provides easy travel north toward Great Falls or south toward Highwood and beyond. That makes it reachable year-round without needing specialized vehicles, while still giving you a quiet country feel that many buyers seek in rural Montana. One of the big perks here is the combination of livable homestead and open land for outdoor pursuits. With your own acreage, spring water, and big sky views, you've got room for a garden, horses, livestock, or even adding cabins for guests or rental income. And the proximity to top fishing and hunting grounds means this spot works great as a base camp for adventure seekers or nature lovers. And now for the price reveal. This Cascade County property is listed at $300,000 for the full 28-acre setup with home included. Next property takes us to Teton County, Montana, where we're checking out a family-sized home on a small town corner lot in Dutton. A classic big sky country home with acreage feel, even on a modest parcel. This listing features a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with roughly 3,290 square feet of living space, making it one of the larger homes you'll find in this rural community. Inside, you've got spacious rooms filled with natural light, original hardwood floors that are ready to be refinished, and a flexible floor plan that works for a growing family or as an investment property. Dutton is a tiny town in Teton County, Montana, with a population of just a few hundred people, and it embodies that friendly small-town vibe that folks move to rural Montana for. You're roughly 30 to 35 miles from Great Falls, so you've got access to big city amenities, groceries, and hospitals, while still enjoying quiet evenings under expansive skies. In terms of accessibility, the home sits right on 1st Street South SE, a maintained paved road, which means no four-wheeling just to get home. Year-round travel is totally manageable. One of the nicest perks of this property is how spacious and livable it feels compared to typical small-town homes. With 5 bedrooms and 2 baths, It's big enough for a growing family, a multi-generational setup, or even renting out rooms or space as an income-producing property. Being in Dutton, you're also close to outdoor recreation, like fishing the Missouri River, hiking local trails, and exploring Montana's wide-open forests and fields, all part of that true big sky lifestyle. And now, for the price reveal, this Teton County home is listed at $239,000 for everything included on the quarter-acre lot. Next property takes us to Toole County, Montana, where we're looking at a classic Montana farm and ranch retreat on about 20 acres just outside the small town of Sunburst. The listing shows a spacious 4-bed, 2-bath home of around 3,400 square feet right on the acreage, giving you a solid family home in a true rural setting. Inside, you've got features like a basement with dry storage and a dedicated laundry room, plus things like hardwood floors and a handmade resin kitchen counter that add personality and rustic charm to the interior. Toole County sits in north-central Montana, with Sunburst and nearby Shelby anchoring the community in this agricultural and ranching region near the Canadian border. It's a place where wide-open skies, prairie views, and outdoor life are part of daily living, and you're close enough to Glacier National Park for weekend adventures or to explore rivers and reservoirs nearby. In terms of accessibility, this property is just a short distance from Sunburst, roughly 10 miles, with maintained rural roads leading right to the acreage. One of the standout perks of this land is the combination of livable space and functional outdoor amenities. Between the house, the pond, and all the shops and outbuildings, this place feels ready for horses, livestock, farming, or the kind of outdoor lifestyle that brings family and friends out for weekends. The north-central Montana location also means you're in big wildlife territory. Upland birds, antelope, deer, and more roam these fields and coulees. And now, for the price reveal, this Toole County property is listed at $475,000 for the full 20-acre setup with home and improvements included.